So let's transition to another topic, man. QB number two. We talk about the QB1. What's your thoughts on where would you, as a fan, and somebody that loves this Crimson Tide program, who would be your QB2 and why?
Keelan Russell,
I got
simply
you.
because that dynamic that he can bring.
What was that?
Keelan Russell, simply because that dynamic he brings. I mean, like for a moment, it looked like he was going to be the starter,
Mm-hmm.
but then no, he's not. But that's okay. I think he's going to wait for 2026 come around, maybe 2027. But I'm excited to see what Russell can bring as the backup. But we'll know if we'll see him against Louisiana Monroe in week 2, like when we bring the backups in for the cupcake game.
I think even more so this, Jackson, and this is just a little extra scoop. I think Keelan Russell and the future projection, and we talked about this earlier, and the future projection of what this team is going to be on the offensive side next year. There's so much leaving in this class for the draft off of this offense. You're going to lose potentially you're going to lose 4 offensive linemen, right, to graduation in the draft. You're going to lose possibly 5. If Wilkin Formby has a crazy breakout second year, on the field, he can go to the draft. He can be an early second round pick. He can be a late second round, early third round pick. With a crazy good year from this Alabama Crimson Tide. And national championship teams always get poached by the NFL draft. Third and fourth rounds, you see all the national championship players. You don't even remember them playing in the game, and now they all of a sudden getting drafted. So it's possible that this team can create that much value for a large group of draft eligible players. So you got to start getting some guys some continuity. I talked about this second group of offensive line, with Mal Wardrop looking like the future at the center position, him and Olis Alanim both taking snaps at the center position. Then you got guys like William Sanders that's still there. Does he stick around now that he's more one of the veteran guys? You got Rock Montgomery, who's next in line at one of the guard positions. And then you got the 2 young freshman phenoms in Jackson Lloyd and Michael Carroll, man, in the tackle positions for your second team offensive line already. So it's like, why not have Keelan Russell getting that continuity with that group that projected next season's, starting offense? And then potentially all of the wide receiver assets that you got in that rotation. You got Jalen Hill, Cole Adams, Rico Scott probably is your primary guy in that group. Latier Brooks is in that group. Mbakwe, guys that still have to develop but can contribute at a high level right now with specific assignments, but not as much versatility, just being able to do what they do best in this scheme. That's the luxury we have of this season. And Keelan Russell will be with that second group as QB2. I think his ceiling is just so high, and his consistency, his growth curve is a lot faster than what you're getting from Austin Mack in his 3 years in college football.
Yeah.
Let's get to the comments, man. Keelan, hey, my boy, Bama Boy 22 says Keelan most upside play well according to you, Smoot, and can't risk losing him. You know what? I don't think you risk losing Keelan Russell by playing Ty Simpson. I think the fact that he's even in the fight, that's an encouraging thing to a freshman quarterback. That's an encouraging thing to a freshman quarterback. So I hate that, I know that I've got a brother, man. He calls me, and the Bama fans go crazy on social media every time something happens. Anything happens, there's got to be a negative part of the fan base that just cries about any and everything. So you got fans talking about, man, look at this. Now we're gonna lose Keelan Russell, and then you got the fans doing the picture swaps with the link they put in the LACK, and I'm like, it's ignorance. We get flack. I get flack for doing a true evaluation of quarterbacks in comparison just based off of their skill sets, not about skin color, race, or anything of that. But we go and we see stuff like that posted, and you see some of the same personalities that try to condemn the analysts, the people that really know football and are tired of the media propaganda driven stuff. They get mad at us and try to cancel us, get us canceled. But then you see guys that do that and react that and repost it and it's supported. I don't like that. That's why I like the fact that Kalen DeBoer and his staff, they don't pay attention to the media, man. They don't pay attention to the media. They doing this just like they've been experiencing success in all these other spots. They have not tried to become something that they're not. And that's why this team is developing and becoming the type of squad that looks like they're primed and ready to make a national championship run. My boy Jordan asked the question above. Let me see. Go ahead, Jackson. What was you about to say, brother?
Oh man, I'm just ready for that offense to get rolling. I'm ready for it to get rolling. Week 1, weeks 3 and 5. I'm already getting ready for that Georgia game as well.
Right. I'm telling you, that trip to Athens is going to be a weird one because I want to go. I want to go and stay like that Thursday. I want to be able to do all the streams from a location close to Athens that Thursday, so I can go ahead and be there like early Saturday morning. College game day is probably going to be there. I might stretch that whole week. I might like do some extra stretches and go back to college smook, just and bring us some coverage in college version of me, to have some fun. I think because last year the Georgia fans, man, they were a good crowd, man. The Georgia fan base is pretty solid. I know they talk a lot of trash, they talk crazy, but the Georgia fan base is pretty solid to congregate with as far as fan bases. Whenever every time we've had Georgia Alabama meetups, I mean, even at the Dome, and in the parking lot, we had the little tailgate party then. In 2018, 2017, one of those years, that interaction with Georgia fans was pretty cool. So I like going. I can't wait to have my first experience in Athens, and then just providing coverage and being able to do what we do here at the Voice of College Football. It should be fun. It's going to be some other personalities. I plan on linking up with some other Alabama personalities there too. So we're gonna have some fun.